and welcome to my review of the Yamaha THR10 version 1, okay? Now you may think, well, this is a bit out of date because there's a version 2 out now, and you'd be correct, okay? There is a version 2 Yamaha THR10 version 2, and there's also a THR30. There's all different versions that come out now, okay? And I'm just going to compare some of the differences and why I think this one still is the best amp that you can get on a budget, and also the best amp that you can buy as a beginner, okay? Now I've done a previous review on a Katana, a Boss Katana, and again I said I think that was the best beginner's amp. However, I think this one takes the title, if I'm completely honest. This is the one that I own myself, so that speaks for itself, you know. If I thought the Boss was the best, I'd obviously have the Boss, but I actually think the Yamaha is the best, you know, beginner's amp. And also, you know, I'm not a beginner, so I feel this is the best amp for just practice and has its uses for, you know, much more than just being a beginner. You can have this as, you know, if you're a more professional player. I think it's a great amp to have around for practice. If you're teaching or things like that, it's just a great amp to have around, which has great tone, okay, and some great features. So a quick comparison between the old one here and the new one that's just came out, so you can sort of see what, you know, if some of those other features you think, yeah, I must have it, obviously go out and buy the new one. But I think the price point on the new one's crept up a bit too far now, to the point where I think it's sort of stepped out of the beginner sort of market, in my opinion, okay? You know, maybe people got bags of money nowadays, but I just feel like that amp to me has now stepped up into a bit of a, you know, a higher level, and I feel like for the money of that sort of price that you're paying, probably £300 to £400. Some of the other models are like £500 to £600, including all the wireless bits you need for it, and obviously you want the wireless function if it's got it. You could get something like, as I said, like here, like an Origin 50 head, which may be more suitable. Has selectable output, so you can still keep it down low. Hasn't got a headphone socket, so you can't listen to it like with headphones. I wouldn't want to put my headphones into a Marshall head. That'd be, you know, you're likely to blow your ears up. But the price point of this Marshall at $355 is probably going to be better because you can still gig with this amp, okay? So what I'm saying is this amp behind me has more life, okay? You can become a beginner, you go for intermediate, and you can still use the same amp, and then you can actually go out to gigging as well. You wouldn't take a Yamaha THR out gigging, in my opinion, okay? Definitely not the 10. You might be able to take the 30 out gigging, 100%, but that's more expensive. But the 10, no. I've tried it, okay? I've not tried gigging with it. I've tried recording with it and cranking the hell out of it, and it is not great. It starts to feedback a little bit. So, and it's not designed for that, I don't believe anyway. It's designed to be the best sort of practice amp that you can get at this price point, okay? So this one, okay, this has 5 banks that you can save, okay, so 5 memory banks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can save your sounds on each one of those, so if you've got a sound of a clean, you can put that on number 1, clean with delay on number 2, crunch, you can see how it starts to build up, and later on I'm going to go through the ones that I've created, just show you what this amp can do very quickly, okay? So starting from the left hand side, just go through some of the features on here. It looked like it was off then, but it was actually on. So on the left hand side here, the first panel we got here is like a little LCD screen, a very tiny LCD screen. It's good for tuning. If you hold down the button, it has a tuner built into it, so you can tune your guitar really quickly, which is great, and obviously a really great thing to have if you forget your tuner on the fly. And then you've got a tap tempo there, which you can tap in, that little button there, you can tap in for, you know, the delay functions on this side of the amp, so the effects on this side, alright? I think all the controls are really self-explanatory, but I'll very quickly just go through them. I think they're very sort of intuitive to use. The first cog you got here is the movable one, so this one's the one you can select your amp type, okay? Now the amp type on here, you've got clean, crunch, lead, Brit high gain, you've got flat, you've got acoustic, you've got bass, which means, as I said, and I'll get into this a little bit later, it has multiple uses, this amp, it has multiple uses, so this amp is, you know, can be used for a keys player, bass player, you know, acoustic guitar. It's really great, okay, and I've used it for a few of these things, and I think it's fantastic. So, yeah, over here, so the next dial we come to is the gain, okay, so that's just like, works like a gain on a normal amp. Master is the overall master output, a 3-band EQ, so bass, middle, treble, a cog wheel, which is going to control the effects, so chorus, phaser, tremolo, etc. The more you have it, it's like divided, so it's got like chorus, then flanger, then phaser, then tremolo, and the more, if you imagine like a clock face, the more sort of you move into that area, so the phaser stays here. The more I turn that phaser up, the more amount of phaser I will get, okay? And you can do that on each of those, on the effects. Then you've got delay and reverb, which has got some really nice delays, some really nice reverbs in here as well. Really particular fan of the whole reverb. Small amount, not a massive amount of reverb. It always sounds like I'm in a cave, but it's a great sounding, you know, reverb on this amp. Then you've got the guitar out. At the moment I've got it set to full max, and I'm controlling it through here, so I'm on full whack on 10. And you've got USB audio out, which is obviously the volume of the backing track that you might be playing through it, or a song you might be playing through and playing along with. Then you got the obvious one, which is the input where I'm plugged into. Behind that, you've got a phono socket, which you plug in your headphones, so you can do it like with headphones and disable the speaker at the front. And then you've got an auxiliary output, which is where you're going to put in your your phone or your MP3 player or whatever you might want to plug into it. Okay. So without further ado, shall we listen to some of the tones? I think we should. So I'm going to start at number 1. Okay. Now what I've created on number 1 is a great little clean sound, a little bit of hall reverb because I think that makes the just warms up the sound a little bit. Have a little listen, see what you think. I do some little funky little chops. So. Try the reverb if we do it quickly, so you can add a wash of reverb, very nice sort of reverb on the end. For that sort of funky sound you probably want less reverb, but that's what I've got set up on number 1. Okay, so bank number 1 for me, clean, nice bit of reverb, it just sounds great. So even for just chords and things, so like okay, so that's my clean first setting, number 1, nice clean sound. I said that if I hold down 1, which I've already saved in there, if I hold down 1, it will just save that sound, which is great. It means that when I turn the amp off, when I come back later and I think, oh, I'm still inspired, I want to do that little track I was doing again, press that and not spending half an hour trying to redial in my sound that I had, So that's a great feature. Number 2 is my clean with some effects. Okay, so I've got some delay on here, and just a bit of modulation, but see what you think of this. So. As well, so yeah, so I was hearing like Pink Floyd inspired sort of sound there, but just a great sound, really nice sound to play. So that's my delayed sound, alright? Sounds great. I'm going to move quickly across to number 3, which I've got set as a crunch, and this is a bit more like a Fender on breakup, so like a Fender just being pushed a little bit. And have a listen to this. So. Okay, so that's just like a crunchy sound. If I turn the reverb off completely, let's just turn that off for a second. You can hear it really sort of dry, but still great crunchy sound. So. Okay, so it's a really dry sound, that one. Whatever did happen to the Dandy Warhols? That Bohemian Lightly song. It was a great song, wasn't it? And I don't know whether it sort of disappeared off the planet after releasing that song. Anyway, that's off subject. So that's number 3, okay? And I'm going to go on to number 4 now, where we're heading into some sort of like British high gain sound, which is more like a sort of the Marshall that's behind it, so more of a higher gain Marshall. And to be fact, actually, it's more like a JCM 800, I would say, because that's not a Marshall high gain sound, okay? That's more of a lower gain Marshall. This is more of a high gain Marshall. So let's have a listen to this then, shall we? So. So I'm hearing sort of like Bon Jovi sort of. Sorry. Let's use this opportunity to just listen to some of the effects of this to the flanger a minute, because I think this will be quite obvious why. Okay, before you say That was not a flanger used on that track. I know that. Okay, I didn't have a talk box set up here, and I want to show you what you can do with this. And sometimes you can replicate sounds of like a talk box, where sometimes it's inconvenient to have a talk box set up just for one song or something in your set. So something like a flanger will create that sort of sound. This is what I do live. I use a flanger effects to create that sort of vocal sort of sound. I always find like a flanger sounds like one of those sticks I used to get when I was a kid, when you just like turn it that way and they make it like a funny noise, and then you turn it back that way and it gets very sort of like vocal sort of vowel sort of sound. Okay, so that's the flanger. While we're on that, let's just go across to the phaser and see what that sounds like a minute on that sort of high gain sound. So I will probably use the phaser more on the clean sound, okay? However, if you're thinking Van Halen sort of... it's a great sound for that. Alright, so that's a great sort of phaser sound. Right, we're going to move on now. So we're on to number 4, I believe. So number 4, what have I got to say number 4? No, that was number 4, sorry. Number 5, which is the last one. And we're going to take a cut for this because I'm going to move across to the acoustic. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so with some clever trickery then, I'm back with an acoustic now, okay? So this is the Taylor GS Mini. Not an expensive acoustic particularly, but it's a great guitar. And I'm now on the channel 5 and I'm on the acoustic setting. So let's just hear what this sounds like. So this is my acoustic setting. Okay, I might just add a little bit more reverb on there to see if I can just warm that sound up a little bit. Hello and thanks for watching my review of the Yamaha THR10. Hope you enjoyed that one. As I said, it's a great beginner's amp and it's suitable for all guitarists really. It's just a fantastic piece of equipment, lots of features. Don't forget you can find us on Instagram and Facebook. And don't forget, if you'd like to see more videos just like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great day, see you soon.